What are you guys doing? What's going on, everybody? Hey, it's really nice to be back. Back in front of a microphone, back in front of my homies. I'm just fucking glad to be back, man. What the fuck? What can I say? I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my camera here. There we go. All right, what's happening? A lot to talk about today on the show. A ton of news. One of the reasons I was gone and there wasn't a show last couple weeks is because I went to Dragoncon. Thank you, Marcos. Thanks, buddy. Glad to be back, man. It really is. I tell you, you do this, and I love podcasting, and you do this, and it never becomes a grind for me. If it ever becomes a grind, I won't fucking do it no more. It's not worth it. I do it because it's fun. It's because I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, that week break I had before Dragoncon was pretty nice. And then as I was getting ready for the show today, and I'm setting up my stuff, and I had taken a lot of this stuff to Dragoncon with me to do some on the spot interviews, which I can't wait to talk about, man. It's going to be crazy. Some of the stuff I've got just out in the world, and I really like doing that. And I really want to go to more Comic Cons to where I can just talk to people and talk to creators and talk to artists. Talk to cosplayers. I had a great time talking to two cosplayers. It's on my site. I say on my site. It's on the Facebook site, the Blazing Defender Report Facebook page. I talked to a guy named Arthur Curry. Not Arthur Curry. Wasn't fucking the real Aquaman. Come on. He is the true Aquaman, though, so please check out his Facebook page, The True Aquaman. His name's Rick. He has a fantastic story. I'm wasting a lot of this shit. This is show stuff. For you guys just tuning in for the first time, this is what I kind of do before I start my recording. And come to find out, a lot of podcasters don't do this. I know they do their show, and some people have a video that they post on YouTube of their show, but a lot of people don't do it live like I do. When I interviewed Peter David and I'm setting up my stuff, motherfuckers was looking at me like I was crazy, which ended up being a really good move on my part because the camera angle that Dragoncon gave me was shitty. They're used to big panels and not just a two-person show. Which was fine. I'm not bitching about Dragoncon at all. They were fantastic. Those sound guys were fucking great, and I really, really appreciated it. But yeah, so they were all kind of like, "What are you doing?" And even my own crew, the GST soldiers, they were like, "What are you doing?" And then as I told them, they were like, "Oh, that's fucking dope." So, yeah, man, pretty cool stuff. A lot to talk about. I do believe cons are the future. That would be a goal of mine, is to just kind of travel around weekend to weekend and hit the cons and talk to a bunch of people and meet some real interesting people, maybe meet some famous people. And so, yeah, we'll see, man. But we got a lot to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and get the show started. Fucking Big Sam. I tell you what. Let me just say, because Big Sam don't watch this show, so fuck it. Big Sam has a great, he's got a good thing going on with me and Meatheads. The motherfucker shows up, records, and leaves. That's it. That's all he's got to do. I buy the microphones. I do all the editing. I do all this. I do all the social media. Sam does nothing but shows up. It's like a producer or an agent and the talent, right? So Sam's got it good, but Sam needs to get off his ass. I need Sam here, and we need to record, and we need to do shit. So Sam needs to get on the stick a little bit, because I know he's got a new job. It's not his fault, but I enjoy Sam. I love the show when Sam's on, and it's a lot of fun, and we bounce stuff off each other. We don't always agree. It's a good show. If anybody's watching this one, what the fuck I'm talking about, Jason Jones asked where Big Sam was. Big Sam is my co-host on the Meatheads on Movie show that I do, where we review the comic book movies. I want it to be more than that. I've got some other co-hosts. Oh yeah, you like that? Yeah, man, had that made. I was gonna see how well they go over. It fits pretty nice. It's a nice hat. But I've got another one in the works that I hope they can do. It's I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to the hats. I'm going to get to the shirts because I've got that Blazing Defender logo that I want on this. It's a little bit difficult to do with embroidery, but they're really trying to work it out. Straub Printing in Louisville, Kentucky's done a great job for me so far. Really appreciate their help. But yeah, Big Sam, love it when he's on the show. Just need to fucking get him here. Quit your job, Sam. That's my advice to you. Quit your fucking job. All right. I'm gonna fucking start this shit, man. Let's get this shit started, because I got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to do. A lot to do in a short time to get there. All right. What up, Mike? Mike Woodard in the house. Big Mike. Goddamn, son. You're a huge man. Like, I'm a big guy in my circle of friends. I mean, I'm 240 pounds. I'm a big guy in a lot of people's circle. When I went down and met you guys for the first time in Atlanta not this past weekend, the weekend before last, I never felt so fucking small in my life. Thank God for Chris Wisdom's little bitty ass. He's the fucking, I mean, at least if I wanted to feel like I needed to feel good about myself, I just went over and stood beside Chris. And, I mean, women would go stand beside Chris and feel good. But no, hey, man, it was very nice meeting you. I hope you enjoyed the shirt. Thank you for everything you do, Mike. You're a huge reason that I was even nominated for the Podcasting Awards, so thank you. But this is the Blazing Fender Report 48, and with that, we're getting ready to start the audio recording. And welcome everyone to another spectacular episode of the Blazing Defender Report number 48, your 2017 Podcast Award nominated comic book review show. What the fuck, are you serious? Yes, goddammit, if you're watching this for the first time or listening on iTunes for the first time, I am nominated 2017 Podcasting Awards in the entertainment section. I know, I fucking can't believe it either. But shit, must have been a really sorry year for podcasts. But no, really, guys, we've got a great show. I've got a great show for you. I'm your host, Travis Jones, aka the Blazing Defender. What the hell is a Blazing Fender Report? I'm going to show you. Actually, I'm going to show you because these sweet bitches just came in. Yeah, motherfuckers. How dope is that shit? Fucking fresh is what that is. This is the black one. This is the front of the shirt. Of course, this is the back. I love the logo. These are the gray ones. They turned out really, really nice. The Blazing Defender Report podcast is a little venture that a injured firefighter came up with while he was off injured. And could not perform his duties at work. He was bored out of his mind, and he told his wife that he wanted to get into podcasting. And she said, well, what the fuck are you going to talk about? And I said, you know what? I'm going to talk about something that I love, because the content dictates how your show's going to be. And I thought, what do I love? Well, besides my wife and my dog, what do I love? Besides my job, I love comic books. I love comic book movies. I love comic book toys. I love all that shit. So that's what my show is going to be about. And what I do is I buy comic books every week. I come back here and I don't just tell you what I liked. I try to drop the good parts of every book to make you want to go out to your local comic shop and see for yourself. Like, you may hear me talk about, like, the Astonishing X-Men this week or this show and go, man, I loved the X-Men cartoon when I was a kid. That sounds like a really cool comic book. I'm going to go check it out. That's my whole goal. And the best thing that I can hear from a father or a dad is when they tell me that because of my show, him and their son, his son or daughter, doesn't make any difference, went to a comic book shop for the first time. They had a great time. It was a bonding experience, and they're addicted, both of them. The movies have really helped push that into the direction. Guys at the Firehouse were coming up to me all the time wanting to know when they went to the movies why this guy did this or what was the character like in the comic books. They want to know about the original source material. The best place to go is your local comic book shop. If you've got one around, just stop in, man. Just go check it out. If you have any kind of fascination with this kind of stuff, you're really going to dig it. You don't even have to fucking buy anything, man. Just hang out. Trust me, a guy working at a comic book shop, he's just glad to have somebody in there to talk to. So go check it out. But that's what the Blazing Defender show's about. But now today on my show, I have a very, very special show, post-Dragoncon show. On today's show, I'm going to tell you about my trip to Dragoncon, not last weekend, the weekend before last. Man, it was fantastic. I'll tell you about my interview with Peter David. There's some behind-the-scenes stuff that I've been dying to tell people about the Peter David interview. So that's going to be really cool. I'm going to talk about my interviews with Harley Quinn and Aquaman that were some impromptu drunken bar interviews that turned out to be fucking gold, in my opinion. I think they're awesome. So you're going to dig that. I told you about the shirts being in. If you want a shirt, the original 25 shirts have already sold out. I still have some to ship. If you're interested, send me an email or an IM on Facebook through the Blazing Defender Report Facebook page. And I will definitely get you in on the next order. Hats to be determined. We're going to see what the hats look like. I've got that sweet logo with the skull and microphone. They're trying to find a way to embroider it on a hat, and I'll have something like this, the hat I'm wearing now, on the back of the hat. So we're going to see, we'll see what happens with that. But if you're interested in a hat, let me know. I'll get kind of a pre-order list going on. My boys at Collector Zone know all about that. And speaking of Collector Zone, very, very proud partner with the Blazing Defender Report. As you can see, they are your one-stop shop for all your collectible needs. These guys go out of their way to make their customers happy, and that's what I love about them so much. And actually, oh man, where's it at? I find, oh, here it is. Hold on. I knew I had it around here. This is the pop that started it all, people. This Lord Shaxx. I'm a huge Destiny player. This is the Lord Shaxx pop that I purchased from Collector Zone on their eBay store, and one of the owners reached out to me and was like, hey man, do you like all Funko Pops or do you just like Destiny Pops? And I'm like, well, I'm kind of into the genre, you know, love Destiny stuff, love comic book stuff. One thing led to another. I was actually at the chiropractor's office. He and I were going back and forth in messaging, and somehow podcasts came up. He said they had a couple podcasts. I was like, oh really? I'm kind of a podcaster myself. And one thing led to another, and it's become a great partnership with Collector Zone. Guys, I'm telling you, they're all about customer service. You should have seen, oh, these just came the other day. I'm not only a partner, I'm a consumer. I'm a customer too, goddammit. All right, these came the other day. Thor Ragnarok, where he's holding the gun. All right, really cool. Bearded Thor. There ain't nothing fucking cooler than bearded Thor, bitches. I'm telling you. Well, maybe one thing cooler, and that's a fucking Gladiator Hulk. Look at that fucking hammer in his hand. What kind of damage could he do with the fucking hammer? But yeah, very, very cool stuff. You should have seen how these things came packaged. I was very impressed. Wrapped up in paper and just wrapped really nice. So they're going to be protected when they come to you. Please check them out, CollectorZone.com and Collector Zone Cantina on Facebook. That's kind of like a place for collectors. Like, if you're looking for something hard to find, go there. These people are going to help you find it. Collector Zone's going to search and find it. And let me tell you, if you're into Game of Thrones, oh my God, if somebody wants to make me happy, go and get me, you know, I'm not going to ask you to do that. I'm just going to tell you that there is a Night King riding an ice dragon pop that is so fucking dope. I love that thing. I was actually on their website today and I was like, oh my God, they still have some of these? I mean, this thing is dope as shit. please go to collectorzone.com. Check that out. They have a bunch of pre-orders. The NFL, the Major League Baseball Pops, they're all out. So go check them out, man. You're going to love it. And if you do decide to check out Collector Zone, hit me up. Hit your boy, the Blazing Defender, up. I'm going to shoot you a code to save you 15% off your total order. Not just one item, not just some bullshit 10% tax that no one gives a shit about. 15% off your fucking total order, man. I've already had some guys from the Firehouse do it. They're really happy with how everything's turned out. So please hit me up. Let me save you some money, man. You gotta pinch your fucking pennies, man. Shit's rough all around. So please do that. Another sponsor I want to give a big shout out to is Black Rifle Coffee. All right. Veterans 10, I still believe is the coupon code right now. Get you 10% off at your Black Rifle site. And if you have not joined their coffee club yet, join their coffee club and you're going to get a bunch of discounts at other sites. There's a lot to list. Go to the website. It's all on there. Black Rifle, small, veteran-owned company. They make fantastic coffee. So please check them out. Their goal is to hire 10,000 veterans. That's a goal I can definitely fucking get behind, man. So please check that out. And I want to say that I am also a proud member of the Giant Size Team Up Network. This is your heroin den for fucking nerds, man. If you like this show, or maybe you don't like this show, go check them out. Pokemon Go, Botched, a D&D podcast, Breaking the Panel. All these shows deal with the same genre-specific stuff, but at a different angle. Breaking the Panel, they elevate the conversation. That's my joke. Blazing Defender, I devolve the conversation. So if you're looking for something a little more intellectual, go to Breaking the Panel. Every once in a while, they slum it and let me on the show. I have a lot of fun with those shows. But please check those out. Botched, another 2017 Podcast Award nominee. Breaking the Panel, another nominee. Pokemon Go, another nominee. Dude, what the fuck, dude? Get on the motherfucking train. All right? I ain't saying we're the Patriots or nothing, but we're getting shit done over here. How about that loss they took last weekend? Holy shit. But anyway, this is an NFL show. We could make it that way, though. Also, I want to say that I had a fucking wonderful time. I'm going to get more into that, but I had a wonderful time meeting you guys, man. Been working with you guys for a little over a year now. It was really, really great to finally meet you face to face and shake your fucking hands and laugh with you and have a couple beers with you. It was really a great time, but we're going to get more into that. And last disclaimer, guys, I am a motherfucking hardcore NC-17 rating. Mature audiences, you got to be like ultra immature for this show. But I do try to, no, I don't, fuck it. I'm not even going to say I do because I can't. It would just be a waste of time and I'm not doing it. So again, podcasting is fun for me. So I talk like I want to fucking talk, man. So sorry, your kid can't watch it, but you know, you can listen to me and then you can go back and tell your kid and you know, he'll think you're a fucking genius. So very, very cool stuff on the show today. I'm fucking excited, man. I really am. All right, Dragoncon. What is Dragoncon? It's a huge, huge comic book convention, okay? It's based in Atlanta. It's always been in Atlanta. It is 4 hotels, the Hyatt, the Hilton, the Sheraton, and, oh, God, a Market, shit, another hotel. It's not really a hotel. It's like a mall. And it's like a convention center. America's Market. Dude, it's huge. You walk like fucking cattle everywhere. I mean, until like late at night. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is the scene of me coming out of that fucking place Saturday night. Got in Friday, had my show Saturday. I left Sunday, but I still went back to the convention. Saturday night, when I was trying to leave, it was like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. I'm trying to leave the Hilton. No, I'm sorry. The Hyatt, because we were in the basement of the Hyatt. I'm walking out, and the lobby, this is the only way I know to get out of this fucking place, right? It's like the scene of Matrix Revolutions. Like, if you've seen that movie where everybody's in the fucking cave and they're fucking taking their shirts off and shit, and I don't know if people were fucking. They may have been fucking. I like to think they were fucking. But, like, they're sweaty and they're all dirty. And think of that with everybody dressed up as a fucking cosplayer. And I don't mean, like, a Halloween outfit. I mean, like, motherfucking War Machine. Walking, you know, motherfuckers dancing. He's got his big Gatling gun up on shoulder. Motherfuckers dancing around. I mean, this bitch was like, I don't know if she was Elvira or some kind of vampire queen, but she had like this huge skeleton cape and she's dancing. Her titties are all bouncing. I'm gonna tell you, man, it was a good fucking time. But I was wore the fuck out, yo. I was wore out. I had caffeined myself to death with Black Rifle and Monster. And for my interview with Peter David, I wanted to be jacked up and be focused. So my adrenal gland had basically oozed out of my fucking ear or blew out of my nose or some shit. So I was fucking done. I wanted some whiskey. I wanted some bourbon. I wanted to get something to eat. And I wanted to get the fuck out of there. So like I said, fuck it. You know, again, I'm 240 pounds, so I don't fit anywhere, especially in a fucking jam-packed lobby with 400 motherfuckers in cosplay jamming. Oh, and your boy Luke Skywalker, Black Luke Skywalker, which was awesome. He's up on the fucking wheels of steel, fucking getting the party started. It was awesome. It really was. I wish I'd felt better. I'd have stayed. But it got started earlier that day. So anyway, so I get my backpack on, right, with all my shit in it. I get my backpack on, and so I'm doing the white dude dance through the fucking crowd, you know, trying to, oh, excuse me, oh, sorry, watch your Gatling gun. Oh, my God, there's your titties. And I get the fuck out of there. I couldn't hit the lift button fast enough to get me back. I was staying in Atlantic Station, which was a really nice place to stay if you've never been to Atlanta. So I got the fuck out of there, man. But okay, that was Saturday night, and I don't even know what got me on that story. Friday, when I get there, I wanted to see some of the convention. And all these hotels, guys, they're 4 to 5 floors. Every floor is something. So I wanted to go to Artist Alley. I wanted to try to talk to Peter David before the show. Didn't get a chance to. So I want to go meet the giant size team up guys. Charles McFall, Mike Woodard, my great producer, Chris Wisdom, Paul Klotz, all these guys that I've been working with for over a year and a half. I mean, you talk to them on the phone and you send texts and you're in group messages all the fucking time, and you don't even know these motherfuckers. It's weird. It's the fucking age that we live in. I get it. It's still fucking weird to me. I'm a hugger. I'm a pound handshaker. I'm a physical dude. So I want to have physical contact with people. So I'll be honest, I was a little nervous. So I went to the bar at the Hilton, I believe. Yeah. So I knew we were in the basement. Still didn't know where the fuck I was going. So I go to the bar, spot at the bar. I'm like, great, sit down, start having a couple drinks. Wild Turkey 101, for anybody that likes bourbon, Wild Turkey 101 is a great, really reasonably priced bourbon, Kentucky bourbon. Packs a punch, but it's really smooth going down. Had a couple of those. So I'm getting kind of buzzed out, which was cool. So who sits beside me but the fucking king of the 7 seas, Arthur fucking Curry, the Aquaman. And I was like, holy shit, dude looked great. He's got that short blonde hair and a trident. Well, who's beside him but a fucking ultra hot Harley Quinn? And I mean, dude, let me tell you, for you people that have never been to a comic book convention before, you cannot swing a dead cat without hitting fucking 20 Harley Quinns. Now, 2 of them out of 10 are really going to pull it off, and you're going to be like, yeah, that's fucking hot. The other 8, you're not going to say that about. You're going to commend their courage for coming as their favorite character, and which is what you fucking should do. So this Harley Quinn was maybe on my top 5 all time of Harley Quinns. You can check her out on the Facebook live edition of Dragoncon, which is on the Blazing Defender Report Facebook page. Go check it out. The audio was as good as I could make it for it being a loud bar. So anyway, I'm having some drinks. So I just said, fuck it, I'm going to ask them. So I asked Rick, Arthur Curry, if they would like to be on a podcast. So showed them I was legit, not some pervert. I had cards and all that shit, had my gear, my bag. And they were like, yeah, we'd love to. They never hesitated. So I said, I'll ask you some questions as Aquaman, as Harley, and then we'll ask some personal stuff. And man, you've got to check these interviews out. Rick's was great. He was worried about going to a dark place. I said, nah, brother, this is my show. Well, I'm about real people and real shit. And he has a fantastic story about how he got into cosplay. Please check that out. It involved his son. I was very touched, very moved by his story. Harley was fantastic. She was a burlesque dancer from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. She does a Harley Quinn character at the show, and she really got into the character of Harley Quinn. I'm not going to say it made me uncomfortable because I was drinking, but she was very good and very Harley-ish, if I can say that. But go check those videos out. They will be on the iTunes version as well. I've got that in my audio recorder that I'm going to give the mic, and he's going to put together a whole show. All right. Now the big reason. Oh, well then I went downstairs, met the Giant Size Team Up guys. It was fantastic. It was like wasn't awkward or weird at all. Everybody was glad to see everybody. I had shirts for the guys. It was just a great moment. I finally felt like a part of something. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. So then Saturday, I had my interview with Peter David. Now this is the kind of shit that I was wanting to talk about. God, I'm already at 20 minutes. All right. Okay. Peter David. For those of you who don't know, he's a Marvel comics writer. He also wrote for DC, wrote Aquaman for DC. He wrote The Incredible Hulk for 12 years. 12 years fucking straight, man. That's a long run in comic books. So he did that. He's wrote numerous Star Trek novels. I was getting ready to say movies. That has not been announced yet, but he did announce it at Dragoncon that he is doing the screenplay for the new Star Trek movie. I was really wanting him to drop it on my show, but he wouldn't. I understand. It's cool. He don't want to get in trouble, especially for my show, especially. So anyway, I got him. Charles McFall, the creator of our network, he basically got Peter David on my show. And I was like, holy shit, awesome. So I've created this whole show. I've done a bunch of research. I've got these questions. I don't know if Peter David's going to show up or not. Charles told me, hey man, sometimes these people show up, sometimes they don't. Well, fuck me. Okay. This is the one time I get this kind of coverage at Dragoncon, and I don't know what kind of show I'm going to have. So I had two shows in my notes. I had the Peter David show, and I had the fucking Blazing Defender Report 47. Fuck it. So we're going to talk about comic books. Hey, you guys are here for comic books. I'm here for comic books. We'll just have a conversation. I don't give a shit. So, I'm getting nervous. And like I said, I'm all jacked up on fucking caffeine and shit. So I'm nervous. One of the sound guys comes over and says, hey man, we just spoke to Peter David's wife. He's on his way. But he was coming all the way from Artist Alley, and it's just taking him a minute to get here. And I'm like, oh, fuck. That's all right with me. He can take as long as he wants, as long as he shows up. I'm happy. I'm cool with it. So, all right, cool, right? Peter David's going to fucking be here. So now I'm getting amped up again, all right? I'm letting my adrenal gland fucking get jacked up again. So 5-10 minutes later, I see his wife. And they're like, hey, that's his wife. So I run over to greet her and everything. Thank her for both of them coming on the show. Told her who I was. Well, I look at the escalator. The escalator's right there by where we were podcasting at. Here he comes down the escalator. Peter David is not an in-shape guy. To say he's portly is a compliment. Hey, to each his own. I don't give a shit. I'm just describing the situation, okay? And here's why. He's red-faced. It ain't even like a red. It's like a purplish red. Not a good red for a big guy, okay? Sweating. It's hot. It's fucking Atlanta. Hot Atlanta, right? He looks at his wife and goes, "That's it. We ain't fucking doing this convention anymore. It's too goddamn big. It takes too fucking long to get places." So here I am going, fuck me. Fuck me. It's like I went from, God, is he going to show up? Hey, he's going to show up. Fuck, he's here. Right? So I didn't know what to fucking do, man. So I'm like, "Oh, Mr. David, hey, I'm really glad you're here. I'm the host of the show. I'm Travis Jones. Let me get you some water." Yeah. Give me some water. That'd be nice. I'm like, okay. New Yorker. All right. So if that helps create this image or this moment any better, he's a New Yorker. So anyway, I get him some water and I'm like, "Mr. David, please take as long as you need." No. Let's start on time. Let's start on time. Okay, let's start on time. So then he's very, like, he's wanting to know how long. And Charles McFall comes over behind the sound booth and goes, 60 minutes. And he goes, "Okay, 60 minutes. Yep, that's good. Let's all right, when we getting started?" So now, as, look, you're Peter David. You're fantastic. Thank you. This is my show. You're not going to fucking dictate. You're not going to fuck with my show. All right? So I had to tell him, "Mr. David, we're going to start here in a minute, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through. I have an intro. I have an opening. I've got some people I need to thank. I'm going to thank my sponsors. I'm going to thank the GSTU. I'm going to tell people what my show's about because I got a room full of people here that don't know who the fuck I am. You're great, but you're not taking this moment away from me." He was cool, or so he seemed. All right. So as I open the show, I have some rapid fire questions. And I told him, I got some rapid fire questions we're going to start with. Like any good exercise, you got to loosen up. You got to get the head right. Yeah. What do you mean, rapid fire? What? Pretty fucking simple, isn't it? Rapid fire, goddammit. Like, don't be taking a lot of fucking time. I think I said that. Don't be taking a lot of fucking time. Just first thing that comes to your mind. Okay. Well, it took him a couple questions to get the hang of it. If you watched the interview, you know. But I think that was the moment after the rapid fire was done. I think he was evaluating me. I think he was evaluating my style. I think he was evaluating the show, the room, and trying to see what he was what was expected of him. And in that moment, some of the guys in the network that were watching said, "I seen a switch flip in his head." And he was great. If you haven't watched the interview, please watch it. It's on the Blazing Defender Report site. It's a pinned video. It should be the first one on that line of videos. Peter David was great. He was fantastic. I basically did the research and was hoping he did exactly what I wanted him to, and he did. I led him into these stories. These are the stories that I wanted him to tell for you all, and I just kind of led him there. It didn't take much because he's a talker and he wants to talk. And there were some very troubling times at Marvel, and he tells you about that. He was fired off Spider-Man. He tells you about that. I asked him about the safety that he gave Betty Ross, Bruce Banner's girlfriend, while he was on the run. He kind of bobbled it a little bit because I don't think he knew what I wanted him to talk about. And I didn't know if he would talk about it because it dealt with his divorce. During that run on the Hulk, he was divorced. And he had promised his wife at the time that he would give Betty Ross safety. And I knew that because I'd read his blog. So I wanted him to talk about when he decided to take safety away from little Betty Ross and actually kill her in the comic books, which led him down the path of getting fired off the Hulk. It's a great story. He does it awesome. He does it really a good service because he tells you all the in and outs and all the particulars, some of the stuff that I didn't even know about what led to all that. great interview. It's reached over 3,000 people. It's already has 1,700 views on Facebook, which if you know anything about Facebook analytics, that's huge. If you're a non-celebrity and you get 500 views, you've done really good. So, thank you for everybody that watched it and shared it. If you haven't watched it, please view it. It's a really, really good interview. And not because of me, but because of Peter David. So he was fantastic. So that was a lot of fun. You can't even imagine the people that I met, the experiences that I had, some of the artists that I talked to. We cross-promoted with some other podcasts. Well, we're talking about cross-promoting with some other podcasts. The Preacher Podcast, that's what it's called, The Preacher Podcast. If you like the show The Preacher, those guys were really good, and I thought that was a really, really good show. And I want to give a shout-out to my boys Botched. I couldn't be there Sunday night for their panel, their show, but it blew the fuck up. They had to turn people away from the auditorium, and it was just a fantastic show. You can watch it on the Dragoncon site. It's so good. I'm so proud of those guys. They're awesome. Dennis, which I actually met last weekend or 2 weekends ago, he's awesome. Phil, which I have a lot of correspondence with. I'm sorry I got to miss you, Phil, on Sunday, but your show kicked ass, man. I would love to have been there instead of watching it on the computer screen, but it was such a great show. So kudos to Botch. Great time at DragonCon. If you haven't fucking figured that out yet, it was awesome. All right, now, what we always do on the Blazing Defender Report, while we're fucking here, comic books. Now, I've got reviews for shit that came out today, motherfuckers, because that's how I'm going to fucking roll. I don't give a shit if it's Wednesday and I review 2 fucking books. That's what I'm going to fucking do from now on, because we're going to get new shit, and we're going to get new shit out there to you. But what I will talk about is the books that came out last week, because some of them deserve mention, and I don't want to do them any injustice, so I'm going to go through them really, really fast. All right? Oh, because it was such a crazy week, I didn't even read this motherfucker right here. All right? Didn't even read it. X-Men number 3. I'm loving this. Astonishing X-Men number 3. Charles Soule, Ed McGuinness. I'm loving this shit. This is a fantastic book. The Shadow King. If you know anything about the X-Men, the Shadow King is back. And guess who else is back? Spoiler alert, Charles Xavier. Or is Charles Xavier back? Keep reading. This has been a fucking great series so far. If you're an X-Men fan, you need to pick this shit up. All right. For my Star Wars nerds, and I'm one of you, brother. Star Wars Captain Phasma. Right? I thought she was a pretty fucking lame character in Force Awakens, but what the fuck do I know? It says Journey to Star Wars The Last Jedi. What's that mean, you ask? This is basically what happened during The Force Awakens for Captain Phasma. It has her parts in there, but as you know, you watched the movie, she wasn't in it a lot. So where was she, and what happened, and what did she do? It's in here. This is a excellent jumping point. I don't know if this is a one-shot or this is going to be her book going forward, but this is an excellent book. I give it a 9. It was a really good first issue, really good contained story that let you know the particulars of The Force Awakens. So if you're a Star Wars fan, you see it. One of the best books on the shelves each month. Batman, The War of Jokes and Riddles. Okay? Now, Tom King has did an amazing job on this book. I do have issues with it. There's not a lot of Batman, and the Batman that there is, I just feel like Batman wouldn't act like this. You have to read it to know what I'm talking about, but what Tom King has done is he's taken a obscure character by the name of fucking Kite Man. Yes, Kite Man. It's not a racial, it's not a anti-Semitic term. He likes fucking kites. Okay? And has woven a story that is personal, it's hard-hitting, it's emotional, And you've still got all this war going on with Gotham between the Joker and the Riddler, with Batman kind of now taking a side. Yep, that's what I said. I'm not going to tell you whose side he takes. That happened last issue. But this is kind of the fallout from the dinner party from hell, which was last issue. Okay, so Batman number 30. IGN gave it a 9.2. I ain't going that fucking far with it, but I will give it a solid 9. It's the Batman part that kind of gets under my skin a little bit, but the Kite Man stuff is a 10. Kite Man shit is a 10, so please check that out. All right, here's one you can fucking throw away. Kingsman, the Red Diamond, number 1. I loved the first Kingsman series that came out way before the movie did. Mark Millar did not do this. Rob Williams did. You can kind of tell. It really gives you a little bit of insight as far as the Kingsmen go and what happened after the movie. That's all it's worth. I give it a fucking 6. Fantastic series. Iron Fist, number 7. This is Shang-Chi and Iron Fist. For all you motherfuckers that watch the Netflix series and go, yeah, it wasn't so bad, pick this up. This series by Ed Bryson, this is fucking Iron Fist. This is the type of character that they should have made for the Netflix series. Shang-Chi is kind of a bit player in this, but there is a fight in here between Shang-Chi and Iron Fist, and I'm always curious on like how the top Marvel hand-to-hand experts rank. You find out in this one, and it might surprise you. Iron Fist, number 7. It's been a great, great fucking series. Please check it out if you're an Iron Fist fan. This book, 7 to Eternity, is going to be on one of my best of 2017 list. Why? Hard to fucking explain. A tremendous cast of original characters, such an original story. The villain is as perplexing as he is terrifying. Is he the villain here? It's such great writing. Rick Remender, Jermaine Opeña back on the book, thank God, because the last 2 issues Opeña was not on the book. The story was still great, but the art was so fucking terrible. I wanted to kick something. I wanted to commit violence on something that would not hit me back, because I don't like getting hit back. But 7 to Eternity, if you're into Dungeons and Dragons with a taste of sci-fi, this is it. Fantastic. Love it. Another book. I told you, man, last week was a fucking dope-ass week. Darth Vader, number 5. Okay? Now, we found out that kyber crystals that power lightsabers are actually sentient. What does that mean, Blazing Defender? Well, I'm going to tell you. It means they're alive. They have a consciousness. They're alive. They're sentient. Why are Sith lightsabers red? They make them bleed. This is the story of how Vader got his lightsaber red. It's a great fucking story. I loved the first series of Darth Vader. I thought it was fantastic. That was the best thing Marvel had done that year. This, Charles Soule is killing it on this. The one thing is the art. I just really hate the way this guy draws Vader. Doesn't look like Vader, goddammit. If man, they had somebody dope on this would be like one of the best books of the year. But in a heavy running already because of the mythos. They're changing the mythos of the lightsaber right before us, and they're doing it well. Charles Soule's killing it. All right. A book that I don't talk a lot about on here. Oh, fuck. The Walking Dead. Fucking love this series. It's been solid from the first fucking issue. It really, really has. This issue is, the reason I'm bringing this issue up, and this is issue, where's it at? 171, is because it's the introduction of a new character. A character that I love already in one issue. I forget her real name. It's something Sanchez, but she wants to be called the Princess. And why? because if she called herself the queen, she would sound like an old lady. This chick is crazy. Michonne is probably going to cut her fucking head off before this story's over because she's already rubbing Michonne the wrong way. But she's a pistol. She's a firecracker. She's kooky as shit. And we still don't know where she's at. Is she good? Is she bad? Is she Negan-ish? Is she not? We're going to find out. Robert Kirkman has introduced a great character here. Solid 8.5 on The Walking Dead. All right. And that's it for the books of last week. Good stuff, guys. I'm telling you, man, especially you Star Wars nerds, you've got to get to your comic book shop. For those of you that don't know, that love Star Wars, the Star Wars comic books are canon. What does that mean, Blazing Defender? You use all these stupid words. Yes, you're right. Canon is what we call, the universe. The Star Wars universe, like there's things that are canon and are not canon, okay? The Force Awakens changed a lot of what was canon and what wasn't. A lot of your, what they call extended universe, that means stories outside of the novels that were written, they were considered canon. When The Force Awakens started, since they were rewriting a lot of this stuff, some of the novels stayed canon, some of it didn't. Sounds confusing, right? All right, I'm going to get rid of all the confusion for you. Fuck the novels, buy the comic books. You know why? Since Marvel took it over, since before The Force Awakens came out, they're all canon. So everything you see in these comic books could be, one day, I heard it, somebody said it, I heard it, in a movie. Yes, these kyber crystals, the Jedi that fucked Vader's ass up in issue 3 of this book. Yes. Who's that? I'm not telling you. He's a bad motherfucker, though. And if they ever bring him back, no one's dick's going to be harder than mine. Because this dude was badass. Bearded, kind of like a rogue. Not a rogue, but like a SEAL Team 6 Jedi. Dude was badass. Gave Vader all he wanted. How'd Vader win? He cheated. That's how Vader won, but that's how Vader would fucking win. Great, great, great series. All Star Wars books have been really, really good. Get on board now. All right, enough of that shit. God, I'm at 41 minutes. All right. Comics that came out today. Dark Knight's Metal. And you're going, oh my God, Blazing Defender, is that cover metal? It is. It is made out of Batmantium. No, I'm just kidding. Is it Batmantium or Batmodium? That sounds like something that you take when you got the shits. All right, no. All right, Batman Dark Knight's Metal. Number 2. That's number 2. All right, guys, this is the deal. This is going to be one of the most expansive stories in the Batman storyline. Okay? It's taking events that happened when Grant Morrison did Final Crisis, the return of Bruce Wayne, when Batman died and he came back, when him and the Joker fought to the death. It's taking the Court of Owls. All this stuff is coming full circle in this huge story. Now, should it be just a Batman story or should it be a Justice League story? It does center around Batman. So I see why they went this route. But Scott Snyder has done a fantastic job of trying to explain this crazy story of metal from the beginning of time and why it connects to Batman specifically. And when we open in this comic book here, issue 2, Batman has stolen a weapon in issue 1, and he's basically gave the Justice League the slip. It's a weapon that can destroy the entire creation. So the Justice League's like, oh my God, this motherfucker, you've got to stop. We can help you. Batman don't want no help. He feels like he's caused all this, and in a way he did, okay? But he doesn't want to involve the Justice League because he cares for them. So the Justice League chasing Batman is how this book opens. And you know what? It never gets old to me that Batman fucking bitch smacks the Justice League. Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash. He has a great Flash is trying to talk shit to Batman. Are you kidding me, Flash? You're a goof. And of course, Batman makes him look like a fucking fool. Like he does all of them. And I tell you what I really like. A lot of people don't know this because they think because I love the Batman versus Superman movie so much. I love the dynamic between Batman and Superman. I absolutely fucking love it. They're brothers. And there's a moment here when Superman grabs Batman. Batman's like, fucking let me go. He goes, we're brothers, goddammit. Like, let me in. Let me in. I'm your fucking brother. I'm not just anybody. We're boys. And I love that about the Big Blue Boy Scout. I always have. The Ed McGuinness, Jeff Loeb. I think Jeff Loeb's a terrible comic writer. But when they did Public Enemies, I know, not the cartoon, the comic series. They did the Batman, Superman. The storyline was called Public Enemies. And it illustrated that so well, that bond. Snyder kind of touches on it here, and I love it. I love this. It's very, very good. Let's see here. It gets a little crazy, but Snyder does a great job of balancing the story and the action. Way better than he did in the first Metal. First Metal really gets bogged down with stuff that happened in the past, and this, we get answers. And that's all I've been wanting. Stop talking, Carter Hall, Hawkman, is a guy that has been studying this metal for centuries, because he's immortal, right? So he's been studying this, and he's got a journal, and a lot of this has been through his eyes, and you've kind of had to infer stuff. I don't want all that shit. A little of it's fine to tell a story, I get it. Batman's finally getting answers, and the big thing here is Batman was wrong on something, and Batman's kind of lost his confidence. So, and then there's a reveal of finally the Dark Knight. I felt like it was just a little underwhelming. Maybe it's because I'd seen the pictures before of the Dark Knights, but one of the Dark Knights has like a bunch of Robins that are all rabid like zombies, and they were eating motherfuckers. Dude, it was pretty badass. It really was. Maybe it was better than I thought. But I was kind of like, oh man, that's how they came in. But anyway, the art is the best in the book so far. Capullo I felt like everything was rushed that he's been doing lately. This book, he hits his stride. And if I could say one thing, all you have to do is go to the Swamp Thing page. Yep, Swamp Thing makes an appearance because Batman's that good. Tricks the Justice League, and the Swamp Thing gets involved, and his Swamp Thing is awesome. Very, very cool shit. Again, the negatives, I think this book maybe is a little bit more of a Justice League book than a Batman book, but time will tell on there. The reveal of the Dark Knights was just a little anticlimactic. I thought it would have been more, but I give this book a solid 8.5. Give it a solid 8.5. I think it was a great second effort in this book. It's got me excited for the rest of it, and I've got answers now. So now I can go back and read the casting and Metal 1 and kind of understand it a little better. So great outing on the second book. All right. Again, came out today, Captain America Omega. Now, basically, this is an epilogue of Secret Empire, okay? Secret Empire was a fucking steaming pile of shit. And I'll tell anybody that. The last two issues were the best of the series. Some people think the series started strong. I totally fucking disagree. Thought the last two were the best. Still underwhelming. And it still ended like I've been telling you guys it would end since this shit started over a year ago. The Cube was going to get involved. When Steve Rogers was at the point of no return, the Cube was going to get involved and either reset or intervene. And it kind of did both. So, I mean, Nick Spencer, the writer on this, when he does something well, he's fantastic. Case in point is a book that he does called The Fix. It's about two detectives. It's funny as shit. It's probably one of the funniest things I read month to month besides Fuck Fairyland. but it is so good. Nick Spencer's a great writer. He got in over his head here. I don't know what the studio was telling him to do and what he wanted to do. Could have been two totally different things. Bottom line is, it's a piece of shit. This book, you've got good Cap, bad Cap. They finally have a conversation. Good Cap sneaks into the vault, talks to bad Cap, and the conversation is pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Nick Spencer does that really well. When two people have something to say to each other, he's really good at tethering emotion and not really so much humor, but like kind of like shit talk. So I really enjoyed that. Let me see here. It's awful. Good Roger. So bad Cap. Oh, and to let you know how underwhelming all this was as far as the end goes, good Cap says to Hydra Cap, he says, like, Hydra Cap's sitting there going, we're the same person. We're the same thing. You know, you're me and I'm you and blah, blah, blah. And good Cap looks at him and goes, man, I look at you and I see nothing other than a scroll or an LMD. And that's basically how the fucking series wound up. So if that does, I don't know if Nick Spencer's kind of like poking fun at himself because he was made to do certain things. I don't know. But I thought that was a real interesting choice of words. But the highlight is this: when the two Caps are talking, the bad Cap tells him, he goes, you know what? You know, we're the same. He's like, no. He said, but you did do something to me. He said, everything that I've done all my life, fighting for the right thing, Cap saves a little boy from the wreckage of everything, from the last issue. The boy goes to take his hand because he's thinking Captain America, right? And then he pulls it away. And then a firefighter takes him away. And Cap's kind of sitting there like, fuck. The damage has been done. And it has. Cap, this is Fallout. Cap is never going to get over it. Even though he says Tony Stark is spending millions of dollars to get the word out on what happened. It's not going to make a difference. Cap has been tarnished for good. But good Cap says, but this is a good thing, because I've always said you never should put your faith and trust in one person. Not even me. So even in defeat, Cap sees the good in it. Like I've been telling people, we can't blindly follow one person. It's not right. It's eventually that person's going to have an agenda, and it's going to be contradictory to what we want as a society. So it's kind of neat, and I'll tell you what else is neat, and I don't know if anybody else gets this out of the book, but I felt like the whole time this was a mirror of our own reality. Let's be honest. Whatever side you sit on, the right or the left, there are people that are unhappy, and there are people that are fucking happy. And Hydra Cap says that. Like, you can think that I did the wrong thing, but there was a lot of people that wanted to stand up and say, Hail Hydra. What does that say about our society? It's kind of the same way in real life, right? So I thought that was pretty cool. Sorrento's art, or Sorrentino's art, Sorrento, I believe is how it's pronounced. I fuck his name up all the time. He is one of the best artists in comic books today. His use of black and contrast, heavy black, heavy shadow. You got two Caps that look identical. Bad Cap's kind of grizzled up a little bit because he's been in jail, but he uses red and blue highlights in the lighting. So you always know which Cap's talking. His art is just beautiful. Why he couldn't have been on this book, all pages the entire time. Even this book, there are certain pages that he didn't do. I don't understand. I mean, I get it, like it's showing a different timeline, and I guess it's so Sorrentino could have more time doing his pages. But it's so good, man. His artwork is, I fucking love it, dude. It's so dope. Let's see. I've got some other shit. The bottom line is that this issue is as good as I liked it, or as much as I enjoyed it, still can't salvage the turd that was Secret Empire. I did enjoy the conversation between the two Caps, but it's a very low bar considering the story. So, I tell you what, you don't even really need to read Secret Empire to get something out of this. That's what I kind of liked about it. I don't know, man. I just can't give it a higher score. I gave it a 7.2. I might be a little under on that. I'm going to go 7.5 because I did enjoy it. And I did enjoy Cap's, him saying, I've always said, no one, not even me. Like, not even if I'm the guy, because Bad Cap's sitting there going, I didn't do anything wrong. You all gave me all this power. You all did all this, even though he killed everybody in Las Vegas. He killed Black Widow. He killed Rick Jones, executed him. He killed all these people, but yet he didn't do anything wrong. All right. Again, I don't give a shit what alternate reality you're in. The real Captain America, or even a twisted Captain America, would not think that way. And that's the whole problem I have with Nick Spencer's writing. This bad Cap. Even if the reality was twisted, this Captain America still wouldn't do things the way he did them. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that shit no more. Thank God it's fucking over. But this was a little bit more than an epilogue or epitaph. It was decent. 7.5. Maybe one of the highest things I've ranked in Secret Empire so far. Okay. All right. My pick of the week is coming up, and you're going to shit. You're going to shit, motherfuckers, because I shit. I shit all on myself. It was gross. All right. Who is Oz? Who is Mr. Oz? And can you check that cover out? Does that go over pretty well on the camera? That's cool shit, isn't it? That's a dope ass cover, dog. Hope Oz. Okay, there's been a character running around the DC universe since 2014, and his name's Mr. Oz. Who is that? Who the fuck is this guy? He's done some shit. He's actually kidnapped Red Hood, and he's done some stuff, and he's been around. He's been in the Justice League books. He's been in the Titans books. He's been everywhere for the last 2 years. Now, me and Big Sam had a theory. He was Osmodeus. Let's see, how you say it? Osmodeus from The Watchmen. No, he's not. Now, why DC kind of went out of their way to make us think that, I'm really not sure. Maybe it was to throw us in another direction. Because I'll tell you, it shocked the shit out of me. I'm not going to tell you who it was on the air, but he's basically Ozymandias. Ozymandias. Thank you, Jason. Jason loves correcting my English on the show, which it's a full-time fucking job. You should be paid. Ozymandias, it's who everybody thought it was. We know the Watchmen are coming into the DC universe, and I just thought that's who it was. It's kind of on the nose, though, right? Mr. Oz, Ozymandias. Yeah, well, it wasn't. So I'm not going to tell you who it was, but basically this guy is saying that humanity is broken. Humanity, when given the opportunity, we're always going to choose the darker side. And what he does is really not fair. He's making it sound like we're giving us a choice, but he's pushing us in the dark direction. And he's kind of set these things up with followers, and he has a following. It's really kind of neat. And I'll be honest, I only bought this action comic because I knew they were going to reveal him in this. So as far as like a lot of the stuff he's done and how he's put this all together, I don't know, I'll be honest. But the book was pretty good. I love Superman. And this was a pretty good issue. And the reveal is fucking mind-blowing. And when I say that this is a huge DC character that everybody thought was dead, man, pretty good. I'm really hoping it pans out that this is who they say it is, and it's not some kind of doppelganger or from a multiverse or some shit like that. I hope it's the real person. It's going to be interesting to hear his story. So check that out. Oh, that was Superman 987. 987. Goddamn. Action Comics. Superman Action Comics 987. Pretty cool. Okay, guys, time for my pick of the week. If you haven't listened to the iTunes version and the stinger, the music that goes into the pick of the week, it's so cool. Mike Woodard does a great job on that. All right, pick of the week. I'm going through my comic shop today, and I'm looking around, and I'm trying not to miss anything. All the new comics are on one wall, so I'm looking, and I'm like, ooh, what is this? This looks fucking badass. Realm. Check that motherfucker out, dude. Check him out. Dude. Look at that. Beard, mohawk, jacked. A fucking gun with like a big ass, I don't know if it's a horn or tusk or what it is on a shotgun. Come on, man. I said, motherfucker, I'm buying that. I don't give a shit if it sucks or not. By Image Comics. So, therefore, I thought it's going to be good. It's written by Seth Peck and drawn by Jeremy Hahn. Okay? Thank you for names that I can pronounce. I really appreciate that. This is fantastic, you all. This is a fucking great book. I love it. I love post-apocalyptic shit. And that's what it is. And you can tell it from the beginning. And then, boom, you get hit with demons, sorcery. Think, if you're a Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, like I am, if you remember the movie Cyborg, okay, take that movie, take out the cyborg part, and put in Supernatural, the TV show. Do I have your fucking attention yet? Do I have your attention yet? Okay. Yes. He's like, there's this cat, and he's a bad motherfucker, right? Okay? No, not that guy. That's the dude on the cover. That's not the main guy. I don't know who he is yet. He fucks people up, though. Can't wait to find out who he is. But the main guy of our story, he's getting people across the wasteland. Yeah, not Cyborg, right? I know you're like, oh, that's a fucking horrible movie. But I always loved that idea of the story. Post-apocalyptic, you've got some of these maybe ex-military guys that are trying to make their way. You've got people that can't get across the wasteland, but they're looking for a better life. So they employ I forget what they called him in Cyborg. I don't know. They're like an escort or a guide or whatever to get them from point A to point B and keep them safe. That's their whole job, okay? Because you don't get paid until you get to the other side. The character, our main guy, he's getting this girl across to a guy that's probably not a very nice guy, and you find out that he's not. But it's so cool. Well, then that's not even like a part of the story. It is, but now you've got like this element of supernatural. Like this guy's taking in this demon, and this demon's like, take me in. And you're like in Supernatural, when the demons, like the black cloud comes into people's mouths, it's like, ah. It's like that. And I'm like, holy shit, it's like Supernatural, and it's a demon. Okay? So I don't know who this guy is either. No, it's not like Road Warrior. One of the guys in the chat's saying Road Warrior. It's not really like Road Warrior. Road Warrior, you're just trying to survive. This cat, it's his job. Like, and he's with some other people that get people across, and that they kind of vet each other. Oh, and then there's this guy. All right, there's a new job. Dude, I could talk about this book all day. It's fucking awesome. So there's this guy, and he's given this our main story guy a job. He's like, hey man, there's two people that want to meet you. It's a job. I think it's going to pay well, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, cool. I'm going to go vet them, and I'm taking this cat with me. And I'm like, what? Who the fuck is he talking about? So he goes and meets with these people. They seem legit. And he's like, they said it's just us two, which are obviously soldiers, but we have two scientists. And he's like, scientists, they're not outdoorsy types. I'm not big on taking people that I have to carry to where I'm taking them to. That ain't how I work. And they're like, no. These scientists are tough. They're not going to complain. Trust us. They're good. He was like, cool, but I still want to meet them. Tells them where to meet at and everything. And they're like, hey, sounds good to us, blah, blah, blah. Well, he's like, he's still talking to this person. And I'm like, who the fuck is it? The dude drops down from the ceiling, and he's like, thanks for the backup. Like, if something went down, this motherfucker was on top, about to jump on him, and he's got like this helmet on. Kind of reminds me of like Darkhawk from the Guardians. He's kind of got this helmet on. It's kind of a point to it. And I'm like, who is this motherfucker? All right, now fast forward to bad motherfucker here with the beard and the mohawk. There are these monsters in this post-apocalyptic landscape. They're not zombies. They look more like trolls. Okay? I don't know. It's kind of the ear that says goblin troll to me. Well, these motherfuckers have been like hunting people down. They're running. And this dude's in this fucking goat helmet with horns. And he's got an axe. And he's got that shotgun. And these dudes are fucking running from him. Well, it don't do him no good. He fucks them up pretty good. And then he's basically sitting there drinking a beer over their bodies with fucking blood running off his fucking shotgun and stuff. And I'm like, who is this bad motherfucker? I gotta find out who he is. Dude, I'm telling you, this is the fucking pick of the week. 9.2 Realm Image Comics. It was awesome. Cannot wait for another one. I love finding jewels like this. It doesn't happen very often. I don't know who this writer is. I don't know who this artist is. They did a fantastic job. So fucking happy I found it. I love post-apocalyptic anything. Obviously, I liked Cyborg. So that tells you anything. But it was such a good book. Please, please go out and check this out. And I'm going to tell you this, guys, from a collector standpoint, you never know. And it's the first issue, right? You never know when something's going to be the next Walking Dead or the next Preacher or the next Prince of Thieves. You never know what's going to be that big box office hit, and it starts right here, man. It really does. This is a great story. Love to see this as a movie already. Oh my God, my head's already spinning. But that's it, man. Hey, I didn't do too bad. An hour and 5 minutes. That's not horrible. Guys, if you've watched it this far, thank you very much. When I kill it for a minute, I will take some questions. If there's anybody in the lobby still left, I'll take some questions. But Realm, the Superman, all of... Oh, I'll show you the rest of the books I got, too. These will be on review this week. Kill or Be Killed, which has been a fantastic book. Old Man Logan. Love me some Old Man Logan. And I just looked through the pages. Oh my God. Him and Maestro get it on. Peter David created the Maestro, just FYI. Star Wars. This looks like it's going to be a solo R2-D2 story. It's going to be pretty cool. Mr. Miracle, another Tom King book. Okay, the first issue was really, really cool. I'm anxious to see what he does. And the Exo Manowar. Look at that motherfucker, dog. Jacked up, drinking a beer after slaughtering a bunch of people. Exo Manowar, man. It's like one of my favorite titles out right now. Think of Space Thor, like Thor in space. Valiant's done a great job on it. Dude, again, these are the comic books. You can find all this stuff at your fucking local comic shop, man. I'm telling you, it's a wonderful world just to dive into and kind of lose yourself. That brings me to my next point. Guys, the world is crazy right now. My heart goes out to everybody in Florida right now. Fucking Irma's a whore-ass cunt. Think we can all agree on that. I was supposed to be in Disney this week. I meant to start the show like that. I was supposed to be in Disney this week, but Irma made us cancel our trip. So we're home. We're home this week. Well, I guess we'll reschedule. But so my heart goes out to everybody. Please give if you can. Help people. Help the animals that are coming this way. So the world's a crazy place. If you can find a moment to decompress, to lose yourself in a fucking awesome world of sex, violence, and artwork, comic books are your place to do it. But again, guys, we need to love each other. That's all we got. Okay? One race, the human race. All right, guys, with that, Blazing Defenders out. I'm going to stop the recording now, Mike. I'll give you a marker. Thanks, guys. See ya. Right. All right. What's up, guys? That is it for the iTunes show, the recording of the show. Dude, thank you for everybody said great show. I appreciate that. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate that. Will you be at Cincy Comic Con, and what will be your next con after that? That's a great question. Cincy Con, I will be there Saturday. That's the only day I can go. And actually, I have tickets to Bourbon and Beyond here, but I'm going to give them, I'm going to let my wife take a friend of hers, and we're going to try to go on Sunday. Because I will come home Sunday or Saturday night. My next con is probably going to be Derby City, which is here. We have a lot of, I tell you, there's big cons and then there's small cons. I'll be honest, after Dragoncon and after CincyCon, Cincy's another big one, I'll be big conned out. So these are little cons, man, I really like. And I'm going to try and get a booth. Oh, you want to see the shirt, Steve? All right, hold on. Steve, how did you not get on the pre-orders of the shirts? Where you been at? How many Chris Wisdoms can I bench at once? Dude, I could have benched that girl 20 fucking times. But I tell you, when holding him up like I did for the picture, Dennis, like, I felt his little ribs in between my fingers, and I felt like I was going to hurt the kid. So I was trying to be, it was like an egg. It was like bench pressing a fucking egg, like a big bitchy egg. Steve, here's the shirts. Here's the back. It's pimp. It's pimp, ain't it? Then that's the front. And this is a gray one right there. Shoot some nipples at you. I was supposed to save you one. What size, Steve? What size you wear? Large, extra large? I did, no. It's an alphabetical order, Jason. Thanks, Frederick. Dude, I didn't know you're a 12X. You know how much that shirt costs? Charles's shirt was a 4X. And that thing, for me, was like 18 bucks. I mean, that's a fucking big ass shirt. No, but Frederick, you definitely gonna get a shirt, buddy. I will get you one on the next order, I promise. Steve, I'm pretty sure I might have a large left. I did get a couple extra shirts just in case. We're going to take them to Dragoncon. I totally forgot about it. So, yes, I'm pretty sure I got you one, Steve. Text me tomorrow. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Marcos. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. But what I am going to have him try to change is I'm going to try have him have a podcast. Now, if you look on the shirt, it doesn't say podcast anywhere. So it's got the .com right there, but I'm going to get podcast put underneath it somewhere. I'm going to get it somewhere. I don't know. I think it needs it because people are going to see Blazing Defender and they're going to go, what the fuck is that? But I really think podcast needs to be on there. And they go, oh, podcast, iTunes, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But we're going to get something done like that. Yeah, Frederick, but I got you, buddy. I'm going to wait on this next order of shirts. I still got shirts to ship out. Again, I've got this week to do shit because I thought I was going to be in Disney. But obviously I'm not in Disney, so there's no reason not to get shit done, right? Oh, yeah, man. Thank you, Marcos. Awesome. That's a great question, Dennis. I tell you what. I will write that down. Look. See? Who says I'm not prepared? Yeah, I'm going to write that down because I thought about that. And the reason I didn't get it on the front is because the guy that printed my shirt said, for a logo like this, you got a lot of real estate on the back and it looks better. And I thought, that's true. So, I wish they did, Steve. Maybe some people do, but we're getting there, man. We're getting there. And that's another thing I wanted to tell people. And Dennis, guys, Dennis Robinson, it's in the chat right now. He is one of the co-hosts on Botched. Please check out that show. It's fucking fantastic. These guys, their fans, like my fans, were small. but rabid. I truly believe that. I'm friends with other podcasts on Twitter, and so I've actually co-host on some of their shows, and they have like thousands of followers, and it's crazy. And I'm like, man, how did you all? And I'll be honest, I don't think their shows are that fucking good. And I'll be honest, I'm just being honest. And I've tried to listen to some of them. I'm like, that's the whole reason. That is a fucking low bar. That is a very low bar. And Dennis is a very handsome man himself. But I do take that as a compliment. But yeah, their shows, they have all these followers and everything. And I'm kind of like, man, how do you get 10,000 fucking followers? And he's like, well, man, there's a lot of tricks to that shit. In which Dennis and I learned this weekend, or the weekend past, was there's SEO, and there's a lot of stuff about getting your name out there. And I don't pay for any of my shit. And not saying any of my shit, I mean, I don't pay for views, I don't pay for Twitter followers, Instagram followers, I don't pay for any of that stuff. So the people that I have, I like to feel are hardcore. Are hardcore fans, like Bosch's fans are hardcore. So I think there's an audience there, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to fill the void of shows that I don't think are very good. And I said to myself, why don't I like Marvel podcast? Fuck it, they're not watching, so I'll call them out. Yeah, I do want to get paid. I do want to get paid, Steve. But, it's kind of like, I've been doing this for a little over a year, and look where I'm at. I'm in a network. We're blowing up. I've got great supporters like Collector Zone. Black Rifle and I are still ironing things out. But, I know it is what it is. And a lot of it's me. And you can ask Dennis. There's Patreon. I don't even have a Patreon, because I didn't think my show warranted a Patreon. Not really warranted, maybe deserves the word, I don't know. But I am going to develop a Patreon. And all the money that I generate from that Patreon goes right back here, goes right back into better equipment. I use my fucking iPhone, man. I would like to have a camera. I need lapel mics. They're expensive. I use Reaper, which is a free software. I do everything I can do to keep the costs down, but I could do a lot more. Hey, I want to go to comic conventions. I want to travel and go to comic conventions, even if I just went to Nashville, Chicago, you know what I mean? Illinois, or Carbondale has a big Comic-Con. I would like to go to these places. So I need revenue for that. And, I spend what I can, but, I'm looking to retire next year. So, I've got things that I need to pay off. And, my wife just bought a new car. We go to Disney. We travel a lot. I live life also. So this is a hobby of mine, but I want it to be something more. And I enjoy doing it. I really do. So, it's just one of those things. And we're going to get it out there. And I want to appreciate all my fans and everybody that has supported me from the Nerdgasm Hour, like Jason Jones. I don't know if he's still in the chat or not, but that motherfucker's been there from the get-go. He's been a fantastic supporter of mine. With 100 guys like that, you could be in San Diego. I truly believe that, because they're listening every week, and they're commenting, and they're, it's just really cool. And I've met so many great people like Marcos and the guys from the Giant Size Team Up Network. It's weird. I mean, if Dennis is still in the room, he can attribute to the fact that we all come from different walks of life. I come from a different place. Dennis comes from a different place. Charles comes from a different place. Paul, New Yorker. Which you would never know. I would have Dennis, I don't know if you're still here, but would you have ever thought fucking Paul was from New York? I never would have. I'd have lost that bet every 10 times out of 10, I'd lost that bet. But, everybody, I don't know. It was weird, man. Just everybody has a vision of where this network can go. And everybody supports each other's show. And I don't know, man. It's really cool. And Dragoncon was a great fucking experience. So, and I want more of those. Right. Did it? Yeah. It's like, really? Fucking Paul? You're from New York? And check this shit out. Paul, low battery alarm. Paul, well, yeah, it's true. It's true. Dude, I used to date a girl from St. Bonaventure, which is way upstate New York. It's like fucking cows and shit, you know, and I'm from Kentucky. It was kind of crazy. But yeah, so, you know, Paul and Charles, they worked on a show called From the Helicarrier, which is what I used to listen to because we used to play this mobile game. And they had a podcast about it. For 3 years, 3.5 years, these dudes had never met till 2 weekends ago in Dragoncon. Paul and Charles in Atlanta, Paul in upstate New York. First time they've ever met. Blew my fucking shit away. I'm like, holy shit, I thought I was the only motherfucker that hadn't met everybody. So it was really cool, man. A really cool event. Just, there's more to come. I really believe that. And comic books ain't going nowhere. So, and you know, Dungeons & Dragons isn't going anywhere. It's all, you know, From the Helicarrier. Yep. Yeah, and that's how me and Jason got to know each other. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We live in a hive mind society now where you can have these relationships with people and never really meet. And we would have kept going on and kept doing our stuff, but it was really cool to meet each other. And I told Charles, I really feel like our network, after meeting everybody and then seeing the shows, and I just feel like, and I listen to podcasts. I'm a podcast listener, and I listen to new shit all the time, and a lot of it's not very good. And what I mean, I'm not saying my show is. I'm saying I do feel like I bring a level of entertainment to the show, to a show, a comic book podcast that doesn't have a lot of entertainment. Does that make any sense at all? Because I know I would listen to these shows to hear what they thought about comic books, to see if it jived with what I thought, and oh my God, I was bored to fucking tears. Now, if there had been somebody on there maybe saying some stupid shit and just made me snicker every now and then, I would have stayed with them. And that was one of the reasons I went to this, because I felt like there was a gap there of entertainment value for a comic book podcast. Why can't they be funny? You know what I mean? And I don't mean like nerd funny. I mean just funny. I don't know. It's kind of weird. And maybe I'm not as funny as I think I am. I don't know. Probably not. But I make myself laugh, and that's all really fucking matters. So fuck everybody else. No, really. But yeah, Dennis, you're right. Onwards and upwards, man. So, and like, I'm gonna keep doing it, and you know, get paid would be fucking nice. And it's all, you know, I'm not gonna get rich fucking doing this, but I won't even make a house payment with it. But I would like it to pay my way to do the stuff that I would be doing anyway. You know what I mean? So that'd be pretty cool. But guys, my wife's texting me. It's time to eat. It's 7 o'clock here, or 6:30. I'm sorry, it's 6:30 here. We're supposed to meet some friends for dinner at 7. Guys, any word on the award? Not yet. Award. There we go. Award's getting announced towards the end of the month, and it's like this show that's going to come out. You know, it'll be reviewed by a group, and then there's some people that were randomly selected, which is cool, because I was randomly selected, my wife was randomly selected, so we know where 2 of those votes went, actually 3, and Rock God. I got Rock God in Culture. So Rock God, which is Charles McFall's other show, that's also up for an award. So yeah, so we voted on all that, and there you go, September 30th. So we'll find out. Yeah, I've got to get that video in. I have not done mine yet. Dennis, have you done your alls? Have you done your acceptance video yet? Because I have not done mine. I got to get, my plan is to do it tomorrow. So you're supposed to make a video like I won? Like, I'm going to be like this. Look, this is my video. What? Oh my God. Are you fucking serious? This is the best thing of all time. Oh my God, thank you to all my fans. Thank you for the podcast community that voted. Awesome. I mean, is that what we're supposed to do? We recorded it last night with backhanded compliments. Oh, well, imagine you guys. Yeah, go all Sally Fields. That's what I should do. I told Shannon I was gonna cry. Like I was gonna go. Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh my God. Fuck, you know. I mean, what I mean, really? I know, really. Gee, yeah. Do you know how many takes I'm gonna have to fucking do on this thing? 30 seconds? No longer than 30 seconds, right? See, guys, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about right there. This is the kind of shit that motherfucker says on the show. That's fucking funny, man. I wish I'd have thought of that. See, they say shit all the time. I'm going, oh, man, I wish I'd have thought of that. Let me tell you something. 90 seconds. Jesus Christ. 90 seconds? Who did you think? I mean, your fans, yourself, your other co-hosts. I mean, I don't even have... there's 30 seconds. I don't have any co-hosts to thank. But that's the kind of shit Dennis says on Botched. Him and Phil. And Tristan. All those guys are good. They're all funny, man. Check that show out. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going that fucking long at all. Shit. But, yeah, I plan on doing that tomorrow. So, fuck. Needs to be something good, though. You know what I mean? We'll figure it out. But if you guys haven't checked out Botched, even if you just listen to like the first 20 seconds of their intro, so good. So good. Dennis, I'll get you some more reads. I just haven't really thought of anything to do. So, but I'll get that to you guys. Guys, check out the Giant Size T-Net Network. I know I say it all the time, but I'm serious. There's some really good stuff on there, and Botched is one of them. But, guys, I'm taking off. Thank you, Steve. I'll get with you on that shirt. And anybody else needs anything from me, let me know. Peace out.